There are hedge fund managers making $1 million an hour. You know, it's crazy, right? It's money everywhere. It's money in everything. I want to help you. Start your business today. Come join my royal family. Subscribe to Casino is the name. Hey, yo, what's going on right now? You're watching Casino is the Name. I'm on here with my cousin PJ.
Once again.
Once again. And so in this video, you know, we're going to basically talk about what men want, right? Because we did a video before, me, him, and Domino, and people was asking for us to go live. And so, you know, Cuz has a unique perspective. And by the way, this is my cousin, this is my first cousin.
Blood related, double kin.
Double kin. Okay, that sounds crazy. That sounds crazy, but it's our dads are brothers and our mothers are cousins.
Yep.
From our moms are from Florida and our dads was from Georgia. So it's not as crazy as it sounds. But maybe it is. I don't know. But so okay. What do men want?
Man.
what does PJ want? Okay? Like, what does PJ want?
I'm going to tell you, I always put it this way. Men, we really want the simplest stuff.
Okay.
But I feel like a lot of women overcomplicate it.
So women overcomplicate it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because a man like me,
yeah,
I just want the things that I was pretty much raised up on.
What's that?
Cooking, cleaning, taking care of the house. Yes, you can work if you want to work. If you don't want to work, that's your prerogative too. Because I take care of all my bills. I'm single.
Okay.
So I gotta take care of my bills.
Okay.
I got a whole lifestyle that I live. I am a scientist, so I do make a pretty decent amount of money.
Okay. So Cuz is a scientist, by the way. So he's educated. Want to talk about the levels of education that you...
All right, so I'll be finishing a doctorate in 2 semesters.
Okay.
I have a master's degree in biomedical science, master's of public health and epidemiology. Matter of fact, my doctoral degree is in healthcare administration as well. I clarify that. And I have a bachelor's in exercise science. Okay. And so numerous certifications that I won't get into because
yeah,
y'all have to go look them up.
Like, yeah.
But
okay, so definitely educated. You know, he's also in a fraternity.
Yeah, I am. I'm a member of Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated. You know, Q dogs. Aya.
Yeah, so he's cute as well. So, you know, well known in Atlanta, yeah. You know.
Atlanta. Some everywhere, to be real.
Some everywhere. But, you know.
But yeah, my chapter is in Atlanta, you know, Zeta Theta chapter, Georgia State University.
So no kids.
No kids.
Educated, 6 figures.
Yeah.
You know, from the South. You know,
yeah, definitely from the South.
From the South.
Florida, and, Georgia boy, you know what I'm saying?
A scientist that you wouldn't expect him to be a scientist, right?
Facts.
So, so you were looking for it sounds very traditional. You're looking for a traditional wife or a woman.
Yeah, like I say, I like traditional. Doesn't really have to be totally traditional.
Okay.
Like I say, they want to work, fine by it. If you don't want to work, I am going to expect, like I say, when I come home, things to be done. Like, you know, like I say, cooking, cleaning, you know, basically the upkeep of the house. But if you're working, I definitely understand that you can't have all that done at one time too. You feel me?
Yeah. Yeah, I see some people saying a few things. What up, fellas? OG Bobby Harris, what's good, brother?
What's happening?
What's good? Okay. Mildred said, damn, 3 watching, yeah, that's crazy, right? Mm-hmm. Less is more, plenty of us. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. For sure. All right, so you looking for somebody to be cooking, cleaning.
Yeah.
Don't really care if she's trying to chase a career.
Yeah, I don't care if she's trying to chase a career.
This is big. I got some people who I know need to see this. You hear what he's saying? It doesn't really care if you're chasing a career.
Like,
you know,
I already got a career. Like, you know,
he already got that.
I make well enough. Like, so it's like, I got a lifestyle that I can maintain myself and most likely someone else's too at the same time. So so that's why it doesn't matter if she's chasing a career or not. Like, just because I got a doctorate don't mean she gotta have a doctorate. Like, if she want to work at Walmart, I'm just being realistic. Like, and I actually like that person. Guess what? That's the person I'm gonna choose.
Hey, that's crazy. That's crazy. I be trying to tell people, like, when guys got money, it's different. Like, what they're looking for may be different from what you expect. Not saying that it ain't some guys who like, no, I need a woman who paying half or doing this, doing that. But like, a lot of guys who got money, they not motivated by the same thing. Like, it's great if you got a career, but it's not necessarily what some of these guys is looking for. But that's hard for women to believe.
Yeah, and trust me, I understand that, because being in the healthcare field and also being around predominantly in my class, most of the women that are getting most of the people that are getting their doctorate are women, and they expect like certain things. And then I also had talked to one of my homegirls, and she was like, when she finished her doctorate, she was like, it's already hard for her to get a man now. So wait till she finish her doctorate, it's gonna be even harder. Right. And I was like, you know, men really don't care about that, right?
right. So, by the way, I was gonna say, make sure you look in the camera.
Oh yeah, my bad.
Not the screen on there.
I was looking at.
You've been looking at the screen right here.
Yeah, I was looking at them see if somebody was spawning right now.
So yeah, do you think that it is actually harder? Like when she said with her levels of education going higher, it's going to be even harder for. Oh, you said it was going to be harder.
No, she said it's going to be harder. I said men don't really care about that.
Right. They don't care, right? So. But it's crazy because a lot of, say, business women or highly educated women think that increases their stock value to most guys. Well, to the guys that, like, you know, let's say they want the guys in the top 10 percentile, you know, they think that increases their chances with those guys, when that doesn't really work. I would say don't really work like that.
They don't. The men who really making money, we like to say we don't care about that. Like say, we care mostly about simplicity and not having a headache when we come home, you know?
Yeah.
We already deal with the day-to-day hustle and bustle from work. I ain't trying to come home to that, you know? At the end of the day, the men that they tend to get when they get their doctorate are men who, how can I put this? Who kind of like need them. Instead of just like want them.
Yeah.
You know?
So it's like they're targeting the guys who are self-sufficient, but the guys who, you know, will actually value all the things that they value are the guys who aren't self-sufficient.
Exactly.
You know, well, the things that they think that they bring to the table is like probably not aligned with the guys who they really want.
So these guys are like, man, I need her 6-figure salary because I ain't making 6-figure, and I'm hypothetically saying, because I done seen this, some of them be like, you know, they got like 3 kids already, you know what I'm saying? So, and they on child support from multiple baby mamas, you know. So it's like, hey, I need her 6 figures. Like, I'm not about to cut her off.
Yeah, you know? Remember that day we had to like kick back over here?
Oh yeah.
All those guys was in the room. Yeah. Was you here when I had a conversation? I was going around asking everybody, what's the minimum?
Oh yeah, I was here.
And so some of the guys was like, okay, well, I need a chick, you know, she need to make at least 40, maybe 50 or whatever. And so when we got around, it was like they were basically saying, you know, because, you know, I was like, well, you know, if I make I already make 6 figures, so I'm not really looking at it like that, right? And so they were saying, well, that's crazy because they would have thought that I would have valued it more, right? But they valued it more like how much she made because the guys were saying, well, because they don't make six figures and they make 50 or 60,000, that's why they want a woman to meet them halfway or almost halfway so that they can hit the six-figure mark together. You know?
I just would say so they can cover up that slack for them. You know what I'm saying? Like, and instead of, you know, getting something else extra to do to make some money.
Okay. So hold on, let me read this comment. So OG Bobby Harris said, appreciate the shout out. Then he says, can y'all speak on how y'all feel about females that smoke trees, smoke weed? How do you feel about it?
Well,
how do you feel about it?
My weed smoking days has been way gone, you know what I'm saying? But I don't really have a problem with a woman that smokes weed because weed is a herb, you know what I'm saying? It's people who use it as a coping mechanism and smoke it, I always say, too much because you can't do too much of anything, you know, and it kind of makes it seem like it's an addiction instead of them like, okay, well, you know, we going out, you know, I want to, you know, smoke a little weed. Like, if you got to have it every hour on the hour, then that's when we have a problem.
You know, I'm going to be honest. I would say it depends on, well, it would have depended on what I wanted from the female, being honest. Like, if I'm just kicking it, wouldn't matter.
And that's true, right? Also, yeah.
But if I'm like, okay, this is who I want to be with, like in a relationship with, I want to, you know, that kind of thing. I've never been in a serious relationship with anybody who smoked weed.
I was gonna say the same thing. I've never been in a serious relationship with anybody.
I never
that smoke weed.
Ever been in a serious relationship with anybody.
I don't like smoking in the house, so if she smoked weed, she would have to do it outside or have a designated area where she gonna smoke weed at. You know what I'm saying?
I'm actually even thinking. So how I feel about weed, right, is a waste of money, right? You burning it up. So that's literally how I see it. I literally see when I see people smoking, I'm like, they setting money on fire right now. It's crazy as how I see it, but that's how I see it. But I definitely never been in a serious relationship with any woman that's really that smoked weed before.
I'm gonna say if they not really using it for like
not before, like they might have smoked, but they not like smokers. You know what I'm saying?
I say if they not really using it for like a health purpose, like I say, I'm like, cuz hey, they burning up money, you know what I'm saying? But I guess we could say that about a lot of different things.
Yeah.
But it's just if she's using it for a vice, then.
Now what about cigarettes?
Oh yeah, no, I can't do that. I can't do that at all. I definitely can't
cigarettes
do that.
Cigarettes is
no, like, I can't do cigarettes.
That's dead, yo. That's dead.
I would not be putting my mouth on you if you smoke cigarettes.
Oh my God. Oh, that's crazy. Now that's crazy. Okay. What are some deal breakers for you?
Deal breakers. All right. Okay.
We going there.
Honesty. If you're a dishonest person, that's a big deal breaker for me. It's like the ultimate deal breaker because I'm a transparent person. If you ask me, I don't care if it's gonna hurt your feelings when I tell you.
Yeah,
I'm gonna tell you. And if something happened and I think it's gonna get back to you, before it get back to you, I'm gonna tell you. I'm like, hey, you probably need to go in here and know this, but they gonna say I did it right here, and it's up to you if you want to stay or not. Cause I did do it, but I didn't do it, or I say, but I didn't do it. You know,
if you didn't do it,
if I didn't do it, you know what I'm saying. I say I'm a real transparent person, so honesty is like the one of the biggest deal breakers for me. Lately, I know a lot of people talk about communication. Communication is, I ain't gonna say it's a deal breaker, because I know sometimes people don't want to talk, and sometimes you need space in order to get your thoughts together, because I've learned that talking during the heat of the moment when emotions are flaring, you kind of usually say things out of pocket. But I would say this: communication without comprehension, is a deal breaker. Don't communicate just to say something. Comprehend what the person's saying, and then answer and reply. That's another one. So I say, big on comprehension.
So comprehension,
yeah,
or lack of comprehension.
Lack of comprehension.
Dishonesty.
Yep.
Those are your main 2 deal breakers.
Those that. Man, I would actually have to sit down.
I was trying to see, like, what's the most amount of kids?
Okay.
What's the most, partners type?
All right, so we're going out. All right, we're going out.
Hey, we want to know.
Let's take it up.
Inquiring minds want to know,
Yeah.
Hold on, OG said something. Hold on, let me see what OG talking about. OG Bobby Harris says, we all on the same frequency. Thanks, fellas. Oh, for sure, bro.
Oh, yeah, anytime, bro.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. They need to hear this. They need to know this.
Yeah.
So
man.
OG Bobby Harris said, same across the board, man. We on the same thing. So, yeah.
But yeah, when we go to kids,
all right.
The most I ever.
Mind you, he ain't got no kids, so I don't know.
Like, it depends on ages too of these kids.
Okay. Okay. I can see that.
I prefer you not to have more than one. Just being realistic.
You got one kid and it's over with.
That's it. Like,
if you're gonna be in a serious relationship with him, you got one.
That's it.
That's not his, and you good. Other than that, 2 kids, you.
Well, we also ain't gonna say that.
You just said it.
I said I prefer. Preferably.
Okay. Well, what's your number? What's the number that ain't
preferably?
Nothing? What numbers that ain't nothing?
I've only done 2 kids once, and that person was just real special. So if you fall in that category, Benjamin Perez said if she got kids, that's a no for me. I want kids myself. Hey, trust me, I understand that's a no for a lot of people. I talk to a lot of people that ain't got kids, and they be like, yeah, nah, I ain't doing it. I ain't got none. Being that, growing up, a lot of us come from blended families.
For sure.
So I'll be a hypocrite saying that I don't want somebody that has kids, because...
Would that make you a hypocrite, though? Just because you came from it, you might have had... that doesn't mean that... not that you came from it, but like a lot of people came from it. That doesn't necessarily make it where you have to want that.
Because I think that sometimes... And like I say, this is from growing up in my childhood, and which you could attest to this. Yeah. Some good women came from already having kids.
Facts.
From their previous relationship, and they were just in a messed up situation.
Yeah.
And they just got into a better situation. But like I say, it's gonna be rare that I say, okay, I want somebody with 2 or more kids. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, that one person was like an anomaly. So that's what I'm saying. Yeah. I prefer that you only have one, and then that one better not come with no baby daddy problems. That's definitely a deal breaker. And also, I prefer if you do have that one kid still be kind of young, like I ain't trying to be with you. You got a 15-year-old because that nigga probably already had. Oh, excuse me. But he didn't already at that age. You done already got a mindset of I've been the man of this house for a long period of time already. You know, or whoever raised him beforehand didn't already put a persona in his head of this is how it's supposed to be, you know. And I'm there to help, basically. You know what I'm saying? And show him how his mother should be loved. But some things I'm not really trying to sit there and change his whole perception of that. Like if he already got a good perception of his daddy and whatnot, hey, cool. I ain't trying to change that, you know what I'm saying? Because I knew if I was 15 and somebody came in and how I feel about my daddy, and he know my daddy, how my daddy was, and this is hypothetically saying because my mom and dad have been married 30-something years. Right. Nobody could come in the house and change that perception, you know?
Yeah.
So I prefer your one child, because I highly doubt I do two again, unless me and that other person get back together again, which, you know, I don't foresee it right now. I only prefer one, and like I say, possibly the child need to be at least under 4 years old.
Okay, so, but what's your, when I say cutoff, is it 2? Is it 3?
1.
Okay, so you got one child.
1.
And he got to be below 4 years old. He can't be older than 4 years old. He can't be older than 4 years old. And you can't have more than one.
You can't have more than one.
I want y'all to hear this. Okay? I want y'all to hear this. Okay, what any other deal breakers? What if she still live with her guy? Like her ex? What if like, but you know, situations they still roommates?
If she still live with her ex, we probably ain't taking each other serious anyway.
You gotta move out with your ex, y'all.
I'm just being real. We trying to take each other serious, cause the thing is, I got my own house.
Right.
So if I got my own house, what are you still living with your ex for? If we talking about we gonna take each other serious.
Yeah. Okay, hold on. We got a couple messages, a couple comments. Let's see.
Okay.
Let's see what they saying. I gotta get to it. All right. See what y'all saying. Okay.
Are they inboxing?
No, they on the video.
Oh. Okay.
So okay. Benjamin Perez says she got kids. That's a no for me. I don't have kids. Eric Elijah says one more time and you're through. Yeah, you got one more kid. What's up, cuz? That's Eric Elijah, our cousin.
What's good, cuz?
Yeah. He said one more, you done. It's over with. Yeah. Okay.
Sure.
All right. What about if, say she got one kid, he's only 4, she's a beautiful young lady.
Mm-hmm.
She checks all, most of your boxes.
Okay. I know it's gonna be something thrown in.
You gotta throw something in.
Gotta throw something in there. Yeah, man.
So, but her baby daddy, the worst.
Crazy baby daddy.
Crazy or convicted or, in prison, whatever.
See, two crazy people can't be together. You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, she may be cool. She made it.
Well, I'm talking about me and him.
Okay.
Because I'm gonna still have to deal with him on some type of level.
You think so?
Most likely, because usually comes with people talking out of pocket and out of hand. You know what I'm saying? And if this is somebody I'm taking serious, so we're gonna say this is somebody I'm married to, or engaged to, and baby daddy is on some thinking he can still talk the same type of way. Now we forget I'm crazy too now.
Right.
So it's like, all right, we gonna see who the craziest is. You know?
Limitation on it.
Exactly. You feel me? Like, because I'm also about protection. Like, you know, hey, if this who I say that I'm gonna be with, then I gotta protect her. You know, at the end of the day. So I can't let I don't care if it is her baby daddy. I can't let no man talk to her out of pocket. You know?
Yeah.
You know, that's just how I feel, you know, because what type of man am I if I'm sitting there letting somebody talk to the woman that I love out of pocket? Like, you know.
Okay.
Now, when it comes to them parenting their child, now, if you ask for my input and you want me to step in, yes, I will step in. But if y'all say, okay, well, we co-parenting, this is what we gonna do, that's cool. I tell you, long as it don't affect my household, then we good. But the moment that it starts affecting my household, then I gotta step in.
Okay, so your deal breakers so far are lack of ability to comprehend.
During communication.
One child, no more than one child.
Yeah, because you have to have a special wild card to get to that second child and for me to deal with you.
Okay. Then the child can't be more than 4 years old.
Yeah.
And it was one other one you had.
Oh, dishonesty.
A major
dishonesty,
issue.
Man.
Dishonesty. What if it's small? What if you catch it in like a little simple?
Define simple and small.
Simple could
dishonesty
be like,
is dishonesty to me.
Simple could be like, hey, what you did today? Oh, I went to church.
Okay, so why are you lying to me about you didn't go?
But then you find out that she slept all day. She ain't even go nowhere.
She
really was at home.
She was at home. So my thing is, I'm asking you, well, why did you tell me you went to church,
right?
And you been at home? Like,
and what is she like? Well, I didn't want to look bad in your eyes because I was planning on going. I didn't want you to think I was being lazy or something.
Because then that's gonna make me think, what else are you lying about? Something as simple as that.
Yeah, guys, would y'all get upset if your chick said she did something different and really she still ain't did nothing? Maybe she was just home, but she said she went to her mom, you know, when you was like, hey, did you get out of the house today? She said, yeah. What'd you do? Oh, I went to my mama's house and I was there all day. But really she was home, in the bed, sleep, and maybe she said she didn't want to make you feel like she was being lazy or whatever. Would y'all get mad?
You wasn't at St. John.
Cuz saying you wasn't at St. John.
She must have live streamed it from the house.
Look, she lied on God, man. That's serious. But yeah, so would you guys be upset if that was the case?
See?
What else she lied about?
That's why I say, Benjamin Perez, man, we been on the same way, bro. What else she lying about?
Yeah.
Like, cause now it's like, okay, what are you doing? You know? Because she could be like, yeah, I went to church, but I went to church at the house. I live streamed church. Now I'd be like, okay, cool. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
That's understandable. You know, you better elaborate on that lie when you telling me that lie, basically. But just
she didn't do none of that. She's like, man, I was asleep. I was just asleep.
Tell me that. Tell me I was asleep. I ain't do nothing. I've been in this bed all day. Okay. I'm like, cool, all right. You know, because if you ask me what I'm doing, and I could be outside mowing grass, I'm gonna say, get what? I'm outside mowing grass. That's it.
All right. So now you only had a couple of deal breakers. Is there a certain age? Yeah. Is there a certain age?
Man. So.
What's too old, cuz?
Too old?
What's too old, cuz?
Too old. I don't really like my women. I ain't gonna say the women that I want to like really deal with. Now I can have some fun with a cougar. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But like just
say what it is, cuz what's too old, cuz?
But
Lady,
just
old
like
ladies know.
somebody that I'm trying to actually be in a relationship with and build something with and have kids with.
Yeah.
What would be too old?
What's too old, cuz? Hey guys, get in the comment section or in the chat and let us know what's too old. How old is too old for you?
I'm gonna say for me.
And what's the youngest that you would deal with?
So now the youngest I know I deal with is 23. 23 is the youngest that I deal with.
Okay. Youngest is 23. Okay. And what's the oldest?
The oldest?
Like for like a serious relationship.
For a serious relationship, the oldest would most likely be about 32.
32.
Yeah. Oldest would be probably about 32.
Okay. Now, how old are you, cuz?
I just turned 31.
His window. He dealing with y'all old ladies.
Oh, man.
He ain't dealing with no old ladies, cuz. He ain't dealing with no old ladies. That's what it is.
A great age?
Yeah.
Because I really don't want to deal with 23 now. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I really don't want to deal with 23.
Yeah,
but that's the youngest that I'll most likely go.
23. Serious relationship. 23 is the youngest he'll deal with. And 32 is the oldest that he'll take serious for real.
But a great age
they
for me.
They don't believe you either. They don't believe that.
A great age for me, if I'm trying to like pick them out of a crowd, 27 to 28. That's the perfect age for me.
Okay. All right, so let's read the comments, see what they're saying.
Benjamin Perez says about 5 years younger than me and not maybe 5 years older than me. Okay.
Okay, how old are you?
How old are you?
Yeah, tell us how old you is, brother. Okay.
OG Bobby Harris says she can't have no access to the bag line. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Hey.
Okay.
Because what else will you lie about?
I'm telling you. What else they saying?
That's it right now.
Okay. Okay. All right. So I still need to know what the rest of y'all age is, as far as what y'all minimum and oldest that y'all will talk to, because y'all can see cuz is not dealing with no old ladies at all. It's just not happening.
Not in no like committed relationship, because most older women have kids. And their kids are older. Okay, so we about around the same age.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying?
He'll go to about 35.
And then 25, young.
25, 35, okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
A reason why I say I couldn't go that old to like 35, because most 35-year-olds I know have older kids. And they have multiple kids too at the same time. And I really just ain't trying to deal with that. And then usually when you get to that age of 35, a lot of them don't want any more kids, and I don't have kids. So at one point, at someday, I'm gonna want a child, and they're substantially older than I am. Then it's like, okay, you know, you get pregnancy complications, and also them like, I already did that. I ain't trying to do that right now. But when you have the younger women, most of them only have, some of them, depending on the situations that they have been in, only have one, maybe two kids. And the pregnancy complications are a lot less. So that's why I prefer, you know, the younger side.
All right. So better question. I want everybody, before I even get his answer, I want at least 2 or 3 people to tell me what y'all think about this. Should men date if they broke? Should men pursue women if they have no money? If they broke right now, they got
I really want
no money in their account. I want to let them wait first.
I want to hear from the women we do.
I don't know how many women we got on here. I think we mainly got guys on here like we should. Because the women don't want to hear this. Right?
Oh yeah, you know women don't like to hear stuff when it's about them.
Should a guy pursue a woman if he ain't got no money?
Oh no, they ain't gonna like that. I said that though. I said women don't like to hear stuff when it's about them.
All right, Benjamin Perez says no. Okay. Anybody else? Should men pursue women? If a guy see a nice looking young lady, but he ain't got no money in his account, he broke right now, should he even approach her and say, hey, how you doing? My name, such and such. You know what I'm saying? Can I get your phone number or whatever? Should men be pursuing women if they are broke? All right, hold on.
We got a woman.
Good evening. Interesting conversation. No, in capital letters with an exclamation.
Yeah.
She said no.
Michelle said no.
All right, so I am broke, working my way to get out of it, so I know I don't bring nothing to the table yet.
At least you honest. Because most men ain't honest with themselves when it comes to being broke.
That's big what you just said, brother. That's big.
Exactly.
Yeah, you said some real right there, yeah. My boy said he broke, working my way to get out of it, so I know I don't bring nothing to the table.
Exactly.
Hey. Okay.
So at least you're honest.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so we got 2 no's. We need at least another yes or a no. I've got to hear from somebody else before we get his response, and then I actually get my response on this one.
Okay.
All right? Broke men need Jesus. I'm going to take it that means. I'm going to take it that means no.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm going to take it that means no. Okay. I like that. I like that. Yo, that need to be on a shirt. Broke men need Jesus. Yo, that's crazy. Yo. Okay. What's your response?
No.
He says no.
I'm gonna tell you why.
Right.
I heard this saying before.
All right.
Romance without finance is a nuisance.
Okay.
So I can't remember who said that, but I heard it before. And
okay. It's a hell of a line.
So what I look like trying to romance somebody if I ain't got my funds right? Now that don't mean be out here being a duck.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. For the people who don't know what a duck is, that's what a lot of these people are nowadays. They being ducks and they just paying for everything. Mm-hmm. But if I have no sustainability, I shouldn't be looking for trying to date a woman. I should be looking at getting my priorities straight. Because that goes back to that factor that we was talking about earlier, where we go for the women we want. Some men go for the women that they actually need. Right. Because they need her money. Mm-hmm. We don't need her money. You know
what's crazy? Continue, because you just said something that I never even thought about.
So I'm not trying to deal with no woman if my pockets ain't right, because I'm trying to think about, hey, how I'm going to get some bread? How am I going to pay these bills that I got over here? Mm-hmm. I can't give you the best of me without any money going into my account.
Yeah, okay. So we got somebody, what did he say?
Men should just have fun, but shouldn't take things serious when broke. Men should just have fun. But shouldn't take things serious when broke. So, Sam Dash. Okay. Sometimes having too much fun leads to some more bills that you may have to pay in the long run. You know what I'm saying?
Talk to
My bad. My bad. So, honestly, when you broke, you shouldn't even be worried about having fun. Why are you having fun while you broke? What is the problem? You already been having too much fun right there. I feel like if you broke, it should automatically come with, I don't know if I can say this, but your dick shouldn't even be able to be hard when you broke. I'm just being real. And a woman, once she find out you broke,
oh my God,
her coochie should automatically just draw.
Whoa!
I'm just being realistic, bro. Because you can't afford to pay your bills, man. So you need to be focusing on that. No fun.
Okay. Yo, this is crazy. I ain't gonna lie, this is crazy. This is crazy for me. Okay, so you all make very, very good points. I still don't think that should matter if I'm broke or not, if I'm talking to a female. I think it might matter more to her than it does to me.
That's true.
I probably, growing up broke, I probably had more intimacy than I did when I got money.
I'm gonna say something about this. So, think about this, right?
Yeah.
When you're broke, all you have to offer is intimacy. When you think about it, right?
Yeah.
You can't give her nothing else. You can't take her to the movies. You can't do nothing else. So all you can give is dick. At the end of the day, and you gotta give it good because this is all I got. You know what I'm saying? So that's why a lot of broke people end up with all these kids because they don't have anything else to give out.
Well, that's true, but also I don't know how y'all feel about this. Person, hold on, we gotta read 2 comments. Hold on. Good content, fam. Appreciate that, bro. Oh, that's OG Bobby Harris said that. Michelle says, broke is not just finances. You have a lot of broken people too, trying to connect with others. People need to have their priorities in order.
So Michelle,
go ahead.
So Michelle, I did say about them having their priorities together too, but I did harp more on the financial standpoint. Yes, being broken is something else. Mental health is real in this world, as we can see. So yeah, people who are broken need to get their stuff together too, but a lot of times people don't want to deal with their brokenness. So they just carry it into the next situation, the next relationship. Yeah. So they don't have to deal with it.
Yeah. I mean, I'd say most people are broken. I mean, regardless of whether you got money or not, most people they have their own objectives. They feel a certain kind of way about things. Most of the world is egocentric, right? Okay. So everybody thinks the world evolves around them, and they want the way that they want their things to be, which is understandable because it's them. You know, you can't really control what somebody else should desire or want or whatever like that. But I'd say from a man's standpoint, right, I think that it's too much emphasis placed on money when it comes to relationships. Like, as a man, if I'm interested in a woman, I don't think it should be about how much money I have or whatever. But I think society has made it where that's what it is, because nobody says if a woman doesn't have money, she shouldn't be trying to date a man. Yeah. You know, nobody says that. They say she should try to get a man, right? Yeah. But back to what I was saying, when he said something, I never thought about it, right? But when we first started this conversation, we were saying that guys who got money don't really care if you straight, but guys who don't have money would actually care if you straight. Like, so they can attach themselves to that. They're the ones who value how good your job or a woman's job or career is. They're the ones who put way more value on that and like, oh my God, like, boy, she ugly, but she got a good job. You know what I'm saying? And so those guys actually, based off of what we were saying, those guys actually, you know, in a weird way, should be going out seeking because it's a come up for them.
It's exactly.
You know, so it's in a weird way. It's like, no, they shouldn't go do that, but that's literally what they doing. They out looking for a warm place to sleep. You know, a decent meal. You know, that kind of stuff. Maybe it's subconsciously even. You know, maybe not even by any kind of like negative kind of mentality about it. Like maybe they not like, yo, I'm out here trying to prey on the chick who got a good job, but maybe they just like, oh man, that's really attractive to them because this person has a really good job. Just like a woman find out a guy got a lot of money and he becomes really attractive to her because he has money or, you know, a status or whatever. So maybe it's kind of the same thing, but I definitely try to take money away from the equation. Am I cool or not? I can be broke and still, you know, do that or still be a good person. And for me, just where I would prefer for relationships to be would be more so about how good a person is versus how much money they got, you know, that kind of thing. So
for instance, when I was in undergrad, right, in college, every young college student, unless you came from a whole lot of money, you usually didn't have a whole lot of money, right?
Right.
So during that time period, with me not having money, all I had to do is I had to be creative when it came to dating women. Granted, I was in a fraternity. I had a good talk game. And I can, you know, figure out different things around the city because there's a lot of stuff to do in Atlanta, you know.
Yeah.
It's a lot of free stuff to do. It's a lot of free stuff to do in Atlanta too.
Yeah.
So, you know, I can figure out, okay, well, you know what? The school had a cinema. I'm like, all right, shoot, yeah, shout out to this, you know, go to the cinema. We're gonna have a little date here, you know. Popcorn don't cost that much because you get a little student discount. We can go to the aquarium, you know, the World of Coke because we got discounts, tickets for that, Braves games, different things like that. You know, during that time period of being broke, it's like, all right, you got to be more creative with how you're going to woo this person. That's the only time I feel like, yes, if you're dating, but you're being creative with it and you're broke, that's fine. As long as she's cool with it too at the end of the day. Because some women are not materialistic, and I like women that are not materialistic too at the same time. That doesn't mean I don't want to get you nice things. It's just if you're valuing just me just paying for, oh, I want what a bag they be talking about, the Birkin bags 24/7, but you ain't never bought your own self a Birkin bag, or you don't have. For instance, I brought my mama a Louis Vuitton purse. No, I bought her the red bottom shoes. My daddy bought her the purse. All right, so we all know how much these Louis Vuitton red bottoms be costing. I said, Mom, you see how much this bag costs? I said, if you ain't got that amount of money to hold in this bag every time, you don't need this bag.
I feel that. Feel that.
My husband buying me this bag, and I said, I understand. But I said, you gonna be walking around with Louis Vuitton shoes on and a Louis Vuitton bag, and you ain't got no money in it. Then we got a problem. And that's just how I see it. Granted, she does have the money to put in the bag. Don't get me wrong, but that's my thing when it comes to women. A lot of them want these things, but why do I need to buy you a Louis Vuitton bag, especially like younger women that are around my age range and below? Why do I need to buy you this Louis Vuitton bag when you don't have $1,800 to put in that bag or more, Yeah. Now I need to be figuring out, okay, well, what is something else of value that I can do with this $1,800 to help you out? If I really love you and want to make this work, the value should not be in that bag, Right. And that's why I say that when you get to a certain level as an age of man, you should be financially stable when it comes to dating, because you want to bring value to that woman. Because here's the thing. Women are nurturers, men are hunters and gatherers. So I take that as, in modern day term, as a hunter and gatherer, I need to be able to make money, basically. Because I need to be able to bring and put food on the table so you can prepare to make it into a meal. I need to be able to bring the cloth to you so you can sew it and make things for our kids. You know, different things like that. So yes, that's why I feel like there should be some type of finance. That don't mean you gotta make six figures or anything like that, but you need to be somewhat financially stable before you're dating. And some people say date in your range. I don't believe it's a certain thing as dating in your range, you know, because let's just say, let's think of somebody that's a celebrity. Nia Long, childhood crush.
Okay.
That's why I'm choosing Nia Long.
Okay.
Nia Long, if you ever see this, I still have a crush on you, you know, but I'm grown now.
She's outside of your age.
She is. That's the only one that I would, her and Sanaya Lathan are the only two that I would actually be like, all right, cool, I date up. So yeah, if y'all, any one of y'all two see this, my Instagram is TQQ_short.
Hey, shoot a shot.
Hop in them DM.
Shoot a shot. Hey.
But I know they make way more than I make. But I know I also have other things that I bring to the table of value. All right, for instance, I know how to fix houses.
You're really shooting the shot right now.
You know, so I'm Nia Long. If you hear this, I know how to fix houses. I know how to fix cars. You know, I do have a pretty stable career. And things of that nature. So I do bring other things of value that count more than for finances at the end of the day.
Okay. Okay, so, all right, let me read these comments. Okay, OG Bobby Harris says, quality people improves quality of life. Ricky Smith says, I'm a female, and both of you are making good points.
I want to go on with spiritual celebrities.
Well, have you talked about your prenups yet? Have you talked about prenups yet? No, I have not talked about prenups yet. Well, I kind of mentioned on another video, but we definitely haven't talked about it in this video. Ricky Smith says, put $1,800 in a business or stocks.
So, can I talk?
Go ahead.
So, spirituality, celebrities, and spells.
You gotta read all the comments they said.
She has quite a few comments.
Okay.
Because I don't know what gender you go in, and I don't want to say the wrong thing. You said other men of cultures would just do things for us without asking. It's the culture thing.
Oh, it's a female.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure, you know.
Well, when they said other men of other cultures would just do things for us without asking.
You know, you got this trends, all that. You know, I ain't trying to get. I ain't trying to get canceled, man.
This is identifying as a female.
I ain't trying to get canceled before I started. No.
Y'all got him shook out here.
Okay,
man.
good. All right. She says, I am a woman. Okay, good.
Yeah,
all right.
yeah.
Black men are always worrying about how much black women are making. Okay. Get you a white woman, black man, so it can be easier for you. So, if you was here from the previous, we talked about this. Men who already make money like ourselves, we don't care about how much you make. We're just realists.
Yeah, I don't care.
Like I said, I bought my mama some red bottom shoes, and my dad bought her the purse. I've been seeing this all my life. So, no, I don't have to go get a white woman. Because I do like black women. I'm just being realistic. You said other men of other cultures. Okay, cool. I done lived in foreign countries. He done lived in foreign countries. We know how other men or other cultures participate in certain things. And sometimes, no, they won't buy you certain things if you don't do certain things for that money.
Yeah. So this is very interesting. I got to speak on even your comments. Other men of other cultures will just do things for us without asking. It's a culture thing. Not sure what culture. Please give me an example of a culture.
Elaborate.
Yeah, I need more context. I've been to 11 countries. I've seen a lot of things. I've seen other men in other cultures treat their women like dogs. And I've seen other men in other cultures treat their women like queens. And I've seen black men in America treat their mothers like queens and their women like queens. And I've also seen them dogs. I think that's a perspective thing. I think it's depending on who you're talking to. I've always opened doors. Anybody I was ever with, I open their doors. Like, that's who I'm with. That's how I am. So I open doors. You know, it's plenty of other guys who put their women on pedestals and things like that of our culture. So I don't know. Like, if you're talking about street guys or you're talking about lowlifes, I don't know. But it's lowlifes and street guys in every culture. Like, it doesn't matter.
Because, for instance, my mama ain't worked a day since I was 6 years old. I'm 31. So let that sink in about everything that I seen.
Yeah.
If my mama ain't worked a day since I was 6. Yeah. Because when we found out she had MS, my daddy was like, hey, you ain't got nothing to worry about. You can't work. I'll take care of that. Exactly. That's why I say. What she said she's going off of what she just heard recently.
On this video or like on something else?
Talking about on this video.
Because like my standpoint was, so in the beginning we were saying that guys who got money don't really care if you got money or not. He doesn't care. Most guys that I know who got serious money or a decent amount of money, they don't really care. He's looking for traditional or what may be perceived as traditional woman, and that's kind of, that's what I'm usually seeing from guys who have somewhat traditional. That's what I'm usually seeing from guys who got money. It's like the opposite. So a woman who goes out and she is like, hey, I make $200,000 a year. You need to respect that. And the guy's like, like a guy who doesn't have money, he respects that. He worships the ground you walk on. But a guy who got money is like, look, I might make $100,000. You might make $200,000, but he might just want to. He might be just happier with you having time to relax and chill with him. And he doesn't want a woman trying to throw around her weight just because she got money. Yeah, and I don't think that necessarily correlates just because a woman got money, that it just automatically makes her have masculine energy. But I do know that sometimes women think that their level of education or their money or those kind of things matter more in the relationship than it does to a guy who has money. Like, when I'm saying money, I ain't even talking about nothing crazy, but serious money for sure, it don't really matter at all. But for guys who in the top 10 percentile make 100 plus, like, that doesn't matter as much to those guys how much money you make as it does to the guys who making 20 or 30,000 a year versus six figures. Guys who making 20 or 30,000 a year, they almost feel like they need you to go make money so that they can split things in half with you or whatever like that. But for guys who really got bread, they not really so concerned with that, But yeah, if you group everybody in the black culture to word them, to the lower class, then yeah, they're probably gonna care. And it is more of them than it is on the other end. But we're talking about, at least from this standpoint, guys, well, we're really using him as an example, right?
Like we used to say on the yard when we were in school, when they be like, oh man, I hate y'all Qs. Who hurt you? What black man hurt you? You need a hug? I'll hug you.
Yeah, but no, what's crazy is what she said though. I saw a woman say something very similar about how other cultures You know,
I guess us being
I just saw a
around-
video about it. I just can't remember what happened in the video.
Cause I guess because us
lady
being around
said.
other coaches, I know other coaches that beat their wives.
Yeah.
I'm talking like
Yeah, you can't
From
even
living
look, you can't even look me in the eye. If her man around, she got to look at the floor with, you know what I'm saying? And that's a different culture, you know.
and they may trick off on y'all because they can do that because they live in a patriarchal society. So you be like, well, this guy over here, he gonna buy me all this stuff, but he at home beating on his wife. What you think he'll do to you if you ever became his wife? But he'll buy you stuff though. That's what you want. When does it become a trade-off?
But yeah, so me, I want everybody to get around, get along. Let me see. So OG Bobby Harris says, oh, by the way, spirituality, celebrities, and spells says, okay. OG Bobby Harris says to the guests on the video, that's why it's important for us to show our children how to hold it down. I see why the kid can't be more than 4 years old. God told man to work before he gave him a woman.
But OG Bobby Harris, but you spoke something then. See,
Yeah.
men are supposed to work. And see, a lot of men don't want to work now. They want to be taken care of. Some men. I ain't gonna say a lot of men.
I don't want to work.
Yeah.
I don't want to work.
But you still want to make money.
I want to have money.
You still will have money.
I don't want to
Your
work.
lifestyle,
Yeah.
you do work, but you,
I work
you know,
hard.
it's
work
different.
hard.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You still working.
Oh,
trust me.
I work.
You know,
I
but
definitely work. I don't want to though.
Yeah.
You know, just to be clear, I don't want
whether
to.
you making investments or whatever
Yeah.
it is, it's still working. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
A lot of men just want women to take care of them. You know what I'm saying? And I done seen this. Like,
Yeah.
I done seen young men that nowadays said, what's wrong with being a stay-at-home husband? I was like, you cool with that? Like, he was like, yeah, my wife making bringing in $6 million a year, you know.
I'm being home.
Why?
I'm being
Why
home.
not? I said, well, I guess because of how I was brought up.
Yeah.
I just can't do that. You know what I'm
I ain't
saying?
got
That's
no
just
problem with
me. Like, I don't care how much money she bringing in. I just can't be a stay-at-home husband.
I ain't got no problem with it, man. I think if you try to be in a mature relationship, right? Like, we're not talking like when you young. It's
But I would say, unless my kids depended on it, then that's the only way. Like, if I'm making $6 million a year, takes it where I need to be at home with my kids because she can't be at home that much, you know, and she has to travel, then that's different because I'm always.
This is very
granted, I ain't got kids right now, but I'm always, because my dad was always there for us. I'm always be there for them, regardless.
Yeah. So this is very interesting because me personally, I think it just depends on the situation. And $6 million a year, and she like, hey, you ain't got to work. I don't want you to work. You know what I'm saying? It's better for our relationship, and it's not required that I go to work. Then I wouldn't. That's just me. I don't know. Like, I'm not a work. Like, I am a workaholic. I work around the clock. I'm 24/7, kind of just doing stuff. I don't want to be that way. I would like a very calm, chill life. My number is 10 million. If I get to 10 million, if I ever have 10 million in my account,
You'll get there.
I'm gonna get there. By the way, I'm gonna get there. But if I get 10, or when I get 10 million in my account, I'm done. Unless I'm contractually obligated to keep going for whatever reason, I'm pulling the plug on everything. Tomorrow, if I had 10 million in my account, I'm never working again. I'm never doing nothing again. I'm not trying to do nothing again. That's my perspective. I think that I know enough about money to understand that most people will never see 1% of $1 billion, which is 10 million.
10 million.
10 million will last you the rest of your life, more than likely, depending on, like, if you're somebody who spend a lot of money like crazy, like millions of dollars in short time frame, then yeah. But if you make $50,000 a year it's going to take you 20 years to make $1 million. And if you got 10 million, it'll take you 200 years. There's no way, you know. Now, if you spend $100,000 a year, it'll take you 10 years to spend that. But, having that kind of money, 10 million, that'll take you 100. It'll take you 100 years.
That type of money where also you can make your money make money for itself, and you can live off the interest.
Right. Well, you can pay your bills off, and you ain't got no reason to have and the money is sitting and it's just compounding. It's good. If you got real estate and you rent out some houses or whatever, and you got a property management company or whatever working it, whatever it is, but 10 million is enough for me to pull the plug on everything. I don't got to do nothing. I'm going home, whatever. Now, if she making 6 million a year, what are we doing? What are we doing? I'm not trying to work forever, okay?
Well, the reason why I say that too is because one day she can up and want to leave, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then it's like, well, what do I have?
So create a security blanket. Hey, if you don't want me to work, then make me secure,
Yeah, true.
Sit something to the side for me in my name, in my account, whatever it is, whatever that is. Like I've seen a lot of military families, and sometimes the female is in the military and they fall in love, but she's in the military and she got to go to Japan, and he has to pack up and go with her if he gonna be with her. Like I've seen there's a lot of different situations. So, but if you really trust somebody, which is the problem with going into a relationship, because I almost want to know, do you believe in marriage?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Definitely believe in marriage.
Definitely believe in marriage.
So in a situation like that, you gotta trust that this person, because when you get married, you basically are combining all y'all business situation. Oh, I gotta read these comments. What they saying?
Oh, okay. So, OG Bob Harris said, "Shout out to Unc."
Yeah, shout out to Pop.
Hey. All right. Spirituality, celebrity, and spells. Want to be taken care of, 50-50, truth be told. Okay, that's understandable, especially in today's society. She also said that, I love y'all black men, and we love black women too.
Yeah.
Hey. She also said we're winners, and we'll get there. Thank you. OG Bobby Harris said, this was a cool session. Keep killing the game. Appreciate it. Yeah. Spirituality, celebrity, and spells. Why you think we will leave? And she also said, if we know you really love us, and also our money would be your money and our children or family. So, for instance, I don't think we're gonna leave. Again, my mom and them been married 32 years. They've been together almost 40 years. I'm gonna say, nah. They've been together about, probably about 37 years. I'm gonna say almost 40 years. Then they've been together.
Just about my whole life. Yeah, just about. I was a little boy.
So, so it's not that nobody goes in a relationship thinking it's gonna end.
Right.
At least I hope not.
Yeah.
Yeah. But sometimes relationships do end. Let's just be realistic. I do want longevity, like I seen with my parents. I say, cuz asked, do I believe in marriage? I do believe in marriage wholeheartedly.
Okay. Okay.
With the generation of women I'm in, though, right now.
Yeah. Matter of fact, I want everybody to say, do you guys believe in marriage? Do you believe in marriage? I want y'all to get in the chat and let me know if y'all believe in marriage.
Just say I'm still keeping hope alive when it comes to marriage, even with this generation of women.
In 2023, do y'all believe in marriage? I want to hear it. I want to hear it.
Now, some people don't have to be married to be together.
Right. Right.
Because marriage really ain't nothing but a contract.
Okay.
You know, but
Right.
do I want that contract? Yes, I do.
Okay, he want that
I
contract.
want everything that comes with it.
Okay,
You know?
he want everything that come with it.
Only because that's what I
Ricky
see.
Smith said yes.
That's
I'm
what I
expecting
seen.
all the women to say yes. Cuz said he believe in marriage. Do y'all believe in marriage? I want to hear from OG Bobby Harris. I want to hear from spirituality celebrities and spirits.
And spells.
Oh, spells. Okay. I want to hear from all y'all. I want to hear, do you guys believe in marriage? There's at least 12 people on here right now. I need to hear, do you guys believe in marriage or not? Okay. Naya Love, what up? Naya says, yes, it's beautiful. Okay.
Michelle
says, it's a beautiful thing.
my husband and I are going on 10 years.
My husband and I are going on 10 years.
Oh,
okay.
yeah. Now that's beautiful.
Benjamin Perez says, yes.
Yes. All right.
Okay.
We getting a lot of yeses.
Hey,
all right. That's what I like to hear, you know, because like I say, I'm big on it, man.
Sam says,
yeah,
Sam
I do.
Nash says, yeah, I do. Yeah. Okay. I do believe in marriage. I was married to a
Gambian man
in my 20s.
Okay.
I don't know how that's relevant. I don't know how that's relevant personally to this.
But she believe in marriage, though. That's all that matters.
Married,
she said, yes.
but okay, you believe in marriage. That's all that matters. You believe in marriage. Now, would everybody believe in marriage? Let's look at the numbers. All right, 56% of marriages end in divorce, right?
Okay.
So
okay.
56%
She
of
elaborated right here. She said, I'm divorced now, but in a relationship with a black man I love very much.
Okay. Are you going to marry him?
I say, well, is it leading to marriage?
Are you going to marry him? Because you believe in marriage. I expect you to marry him. I expect this to be somebody you're going to marry. Anyway, while she's answering that, because it's a little delay, 56% of marriages end in divorce, right? Now, that's all marriages. Because I'm gonna let you know right now, I don't believe in marriage.
Yeah, I heard.
You already know.
I already know.
Well, let y'all know, I don't believe in marriage. Not in the form. You know, I believe you could be in a strong relationship. I don't believe that you need to do a contract at the state. I don't think that's a good idea for 98% of the population, at least the black population. Yes, he told me he wanted to marry me. Okay,
good. All right, so
okay,
we keeping marriage alive. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. You guys keep marriage alive. Now, I want to hit y'all with the real numbers, right? So, 56% of marriages end in divorce, right? So you have a 50-50 chance of going through a divorce, right? But that's all races combined, and they do that number. When you look at it deeper, Indian couples almost never get divorced. They get divorced. Their divorce rate is between 1.5 or 6% and 5%. So they almost never get divorced. Over 90% of their marriages never go through a divorce, right? The two cultures or the two races that have the highest divorce rate is the black and white race.
Dang.
Why? Because we're the most American.
Yeah, I was just going to say that.
We're the most American.
We're the most westernized. We were thinking the same thing.
Yeah, we're the most westernized, right? Now, this is crazy, all right? What percent do you think black female marriages end in divorce?
Black female marriages?
Yeah, marriages to black women. What percent do you think end in divorce? Can y'all let me know what percent of black female marriages y'all think end in divorce? And don't Google it. Don't Google it. Google it later. You can Google it later. No, Google it now. Just get in here and tell me what percent.
I'm going to say about 7-8%.
That's 78? Uh-huh. I don't know why he said 78. Like,
I guess because I know...
He could have said between this range and this. He said 78 to be exact. That's crazy.
I guess because I know a lot of black women who marriages ended. So that's why it's like...
So between 70 and 90% of black female marriages end in divorce. You have a 10 to 30% chance of success marrying a black female.
So 78 was a good number then.
78 was a good number. It was just that you chose such a specific number. I was like
y'all remember now, I am a scientist though. My mind thinks like that. So
he's a statistician over here, okay? So So 70 to 90% of black female marriages end in divorce, meaning there's a 10 to 30% chance of success, right? Or of not going through a divorce.
Yeah.
But here's the other problem. There are plenty of people of all races married still, but not together.
Yeah.
So that number doesn't say what if you married, but you actually ain't really together.
Y'all ain't together
just ain't
no
never
more.
go through that.
Yeah.
Y'all been married 20 years and never, he live in Florida, you live in
It didn't make no sense to go
California.
through the-
Y'all just said, forget it, I don't care. Right?
Financially, it didn't make no sense to go through the
It don't
divorce
even matter to
program.
we don't,
Yeah.
I got a whole new family. She got a whole new family. We ain't together,
Yeah.
right? So in that situation, that would increase that percentage of the marriage failing to even higher.
Yeah.
Now, I'd say it's at least out of the marriages that are still together that don't actually go through a divorce, I'd say it might be another 3 to 5%.
I'd say another 3% more. Like, yeah.
So that means that now we have
79.
a 7 to 12% range of success of actual good marriage.
Yeah.
Right? So if you were a betting man, would you bet with those odds? You have a 7 to 9% chance. Well, you may be, because people play the lottery. Okay?
I was gonna say-
It's a terrible percent to win the lottery.
I'm gonna say because and the reason why
But you don't bet everything on the lottery.
Yeah.
You take $2 and bet the lottery. You don't put everything that you own in this world in the lottery.
the reason why I'm gonna say I will still roll the dice on it, and this is just me because out of all the men in the household that I grew up with, right?
Oh, by the way, she said I need to get married at least one time. I can't really. What else she said? But I've been married twice.
Yeah,
Been married twice.
I haven't been married yet.
Been married twice.
And my dad had told me, he said, it was his specific words. He said, live out your 20s first before you decide to get married. Now, my brother has been married,
Minute.
I think, 15 years now.
Mm-hmm.
My mom and dad and them been married 32 years.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the reason why I would take a chance on it, because I've seen longevity in marriage. But
I understand why everybody wants to try it, right? Because first of all, we have been told I'm a hopeless romantic, so I was.
I am. Say me too.
So yeah, I got So
I like long walks on the beach.
But once I understood what we were doing, what marriage actually is, versus you feel like marriage is about love, but it's really about combining household, like combining your business.
Remember
right?
I said it's like it's a contract, like it's a business.
Now this is the question. I don't know how to ask this where it don't offend anybody. So I'm gonna be careful with how I say it. But
they'll cancel you nowadays.
But I ain't worried about them canceling. I ain't worried about that.
Cancel coach.
Yeah, I ain't worried about that. So would you say you meet a young lady, you got a company, right? And your company, you're doing well at your company, right? Would you make her a partner in your company? Would you say, hey, let's be partners? Now, you met this girl, she doesn't have no business acumen whatsoever.
Okay, I was going to say she ain't got no
business acumen whatsoever. She's not that, no, she's beautiful,
she's
trusting, good with the fam.
Well, sometimes that can work in a company, though.
Let's say it won't.
I would say because
let's say it won't.
Sometimes she can go into a room that I can't go into and bring back something else out that I wouldn't have been able to do.
But let's say.
But we saying that it ain't gonna work.
She's not the person you want to go in business with.
All right.
Right. Mm-hmm. So, would you make her a partner in your company? She's terrible with business.
So,
not an employee. Would you make her a partner? By the way, she has no care to work in your company. But would you make her a partner in your company?
She don't want to work in my company?
No.
At all?
You don't want her to, and she don't want to.
And she don't want to.
Right.
Then what are we talking about then?
Okay.
If she don't want to and I don't want to.
So the reason why I'm asking is because when you get married, that's literally what you did. you have invited her to become a partner in every part of your life in business.
But it's usually so in it, with the marriage
Which
thing,
we're going to go to prenups after this.
I'd say with the marriage thing though, usually, if we talk about companies, now it's like I want you in my company and you want me in your company.
But this is the thing. She may not even have a company, right? Yeah. She is just a woman you love, and when you got married, you made her an equal partner in your company.
I guess because we said it like as being a company. That's what I'm saying.
Right, because it is.
I got a
like
company.
you got a company. Yeah. She just whatever she do. I don't know what she do. Right? Let's say she's a school teacher. I don't know what she do. All right, but you got a company. Mm-hmm. You love this woman, but y'all get married. Now you have just made her a partner at your company.
Yeah.
Right? Jeff Bezos just lost billions and billions of dollars. Michael Jordan lost millions of dollars. You know.
So I feel like there's ways around that too, though. So
when you talk prenups, right? Because technically anything derived in the marriage can't be divided. Right? What's that?
I'm just looking at what you said.
The thumbnail. He going to get on the thumbnail. I did it for shock value. Okay. So, what's up, man? Illuminati in here. All right. So okay. Hold on. Okay.
Sam said no way.
Yeah. So. All right, so now, I'm assuming he's referring to would you make him a partner in your business,
that's what
right?
he's referring to.
So now you have just said, hey, everything that is my business, I want you to come in and partner with me. Now you have things such as prenups or whatever, right? Now you might marry somebody because she is a good person, just a genuinely good person. It has nothing to do with business, but now you have incorporated them in all your business activities.
Yeah.
Right? So now...
well, whatever business activity comes from then on, basically, because, like, whatever you did beforehand...
Right, but let's say your business has started making money...
Okay, right then. Right, cool.
You know?
Yeah.
Anything prior, you're good.
No, you
had $2,000 in there, but now it's been 20 years or 5 years, and your company has grown to $30 million. From that, you got the first part. That $2,000, you keep that, but that $30 million, you know, she might get half.
She may walk away with half. Mm-hmm.
Right. So that's the thing about it. It's like we don't understand enough about it. So even when you buy yourself a gift, or you say, hey baby, I bought you a Rolex. Anything that is acquired in that marriage is 50% yours and 50% hers. So even though you bought her a Rolex, you technically bought yourself 50% of a
half
Rolex.
Of that Rolex, basically.
She buy you a car, she bought herself half of that car. You know what I mean? So when it's time to split things up, y'all agree, this is why it is, this is why I want this, and you say, okay, I'm gonna let you have this, I'm gonna let you have this. So 401k plans. Get ready to go through a divorce. Got to take half your 401k, roll it over into a Roth IRA for her. It's all of these different things that nobody ever discusses because we don't know enough, because most of us don't come from nothing. The two main reasons for divorce is infidelity and financial issues, right? The two main areas that plague our community is the over-sexualization of our people, right? Twerking and all that kind of stuff. Y'all already know.
Oh, that's another subject for itself.
We bust it open. Like, no other culture bust it open like us. You know what I'm saying?
In broad daylight, with the cameras on.
Yeah, the degradation of our community. By calling people, all kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, basically, sex is not as special in our community. Like, it's not as many virgins getting married.
Man, it's crazy that you said that.
It's
cause I remember when I was in college, right? And we got on this same conversation about sex, right?
Yeah.
And I told the young chick, I said, I believe sex is a sport.
Okay.
I don't believe that now, people.
Yes, he do.
But back then, yes, I did. I told her. I said, I believe sex is a sport.
Yeah.
I just need to go in here and perform and do what I need to do and get done. And
that's what's up.
So I have a good record.
Yeah. So
and she looked at me like, what? Like a sport? I was like, man.
Yeah.
Sport, man.
So it's not as special.
I don't believe that no more though. I believe sex is after I got older and when you're young, you catch a lot of bodies, and especially in my fraternity, you catch a lot of bodies. Just gonna be realistic.
So you have that, right? Like it's expected. Men cheat, do this and this. All the girls kissing in the club, whatever.
Yeah.
And I don't mind that at all. I'm not saying I mind that at all. I'm just saying that in our community,
we don't judge. If you want to kiss in the club,
you watch a country video, like you watch a country music video. They on a ranch, walk around with Jordache jeans, right?
Yes.
You watch a black culture video, or rap video, or whatever like that. They in the club throwing money, strippers all around.
Saying you like my voice.
They may have to censor some things.
It turn you on.
And I've been in some of those videos. So what I'm saying, I'm not. I ain't trying to change the culture. You know what I'm saying?
He definitely had a video in the strip club.
I'm not trying to change the culture. All I'm trying to say is our community. That's what we come from. That's how we see it. It's not as serious like. The intimacy of it all is not as special. And then you have also the financial section, right? With the poorest community, right?
Thanks.
So the poorest community is the other part of why relationships don't work, financial and infidelity. So most over-sexualized community and the poorest community, we have the two main reasons locked down as far as why our relationship shouldn't work.
But
right?
I think because we made it that way over time. Like once upon a time, it probably wasn't like that.
I mean, but it's been like that my whole life though. So I don't know nothing else.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
you know what I mean? I don't know nothing else. That's because the culture we come from I call it the Black American culture. I'm not even gonna go there. I'm not finna have y'all really try to cancel me because I ain't gonna say it. But y'all almost got me to say something. All right?
What you want to say? I say it.
I ain't gonna say it. But we come from the Black American culture, right? We don't really. What's going on in Africa doesn't really. We come
from a more westernized civilization.
Yeah. Well, like our upbringing, right?
Yeah.
We come from, a different kind of street, we come from different kind of struggle than what they came from.
Yeah.
We had a different struggle from what other people came from. What we went through in slavery in America was different from other nations because we was enslaved by just being one race. In other countries, in England, black men was free walking around with white indentured servants during the time that we was in chains and enslaved here, right? So it was a completely different thing. It was just here, it was specific to one race. And, we saw all that oppression, after that or whatever. But all of the separating us from where we came from and we had to adopt new cultures or whatever, that became our culture. So I don't necessarily identify with any of the things from like Africa and stuff like that. I don't know any of the languages. I don't know none of that. I know about Section 8, food stamps. I know about, being impoverished communities here. That's what created our mentalities and our culture.
What created a nigga mentality, I'm going to call it what it is, is that we don't value things anymore. Things that was once valued by our ancestors.
Yeah.
Like, again, I remember growing up, them older women be like, girl, all them boys outside, you need to go and stay in the house.
Yeah.
And you don't need to wear that skirt because around them perverted
wolves.
Around them
wolves.
Them perverted ass old men. Old men. I'm just gonna call it what it was.
Mm-hmm.
Now you got grandma saying, "Oh yeah, wear that. That's gonna get them." You know what I'm saying? But the grandmas we grew up around was like, "Oh no, baby, you can't go out of that."
Yeah.
You know
I mean, you know, we grew up around farms.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we literally come off a farm.
But they,
you know?
but they knew how.
These girls is coming out of the projects.
Is that?
Their grandma's still in the projects. You
But
know?
see, even.
But they grandma like 45.
But I won't say even because our Florida side is a little different.
Yeah, way different.
So
Our Florida side is
but
way
they were
different.
still on some how that was like, oh baby, you can't wear that.
Right.
Like,
There was still some semblance of respectability. You know,
and the men even had respectability. Like, hey, didn't she tell you to go in the house and change?
Yeah,
you need to go in the house and change.
Yeah,
people ain't doing that no more.
Cause I went to church the other day, and I knew it had been a long time since I had been to church.
Yeah,
right.
Same.
It had been so long that I had been to church that when I went to church, I was the only one in church clothes.
Oh yeah, it's totally different.
I was the only one in church clothes. I had on a tie, a button-down shirt, some slacks, and some.
And you felt out of place.
I'm walking in there. They looking at me like, "What are you doing here?"
What are you doing?
They had. Listen, I seen everything. I seen what's the shoes with the holes in them that nurses be wearing.
Oh, the Crocs.
I saw Crocs in there. I saw jerseys in there. Like, who got a jersey on? Who got the Laker jersey on in church? Like, I saw all kind of stuff. That's how long it had been that church has completely changed.
Yeah.
You know, so, but that's the new church, you know, and it's not saying that either church is better.
Well, that's the church in the city, because, down in the deep south still, they still doing the same thing. Like,
well, I had heard
shirt,
some of them had converted even down south to like that modern, kind of thing. And then, somebody said, oh, well, it's come as you are. I said, well, first of all, y'all didn't come like that. Y'all didn't come as you are. Yeah. Y'all had on drawers or some pajamas before y'all got up and put that on. You didn't come as you are, You chose to get up and put that on. You could have chose to get up and put something else on, but I ain't tripping. You do what you do in your sanctuary, you know what I'm saying? It was just that what I came from or what I was used to was something completely different. You know what I mean?
We used to three-piece suits.
Yeah. I ain't used to seeing nobody sagging in church. I ain't used to that. You know, dude came in there with jean shorts on, a backpack, and I'm like, yo, what is? He showed like he was there for choir rehearsal. like you ain't got to dress up for choir rehearsal.
Yeah,
you just come on in here, kids.
But Bible study,
yeah. But this is a real program for Sunday morning type thing going on, and you in here chilling, and I was the only one in church clothes, the only one.
But like I say, it's because of how we grew up, and like I say, but I would say we don't value things no more in our community, and it's getting even worse over time because, for instance, it's like a trickling down effect. Okay, if the grandmas that are grandparents now are my mama age, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And if they wasn't raised around people with values, or the values had started being watered down by them, then their kids gonna start having values that are watered down, and it's gonna keep trickling down to, it's like there's not gonna be no values or no standards in the black community, and we're just gonna be ending up with a whole bunch of nigga moments.
Well, I mean, that's basically where we are.
Yeah. So
we there. We there. We here.
Because think about it like this. We kind of like the OGs now. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I'm OG. Yeah.
The ones who,
for sure,
when you go into the store, they be like, "Hey, can I?"
Yeah.
Even
I'm OG.
Exactly.
OG was OG.
Yeah. So
hold up. First of all, I'm not that old.
I'm not that exactly. I'm not that old.
But I guess I am.
And I'm not your uncle.
Right. Old people in the city age different too.
Oh, true.
Like an old dude in the hood, he still, he 80 years old, on a bicycle with his hat turned to the side, you know what I'm saying, riding up and down the street on the corner and stuff. Like, boy, if you don't get your senior citizen ass onto that house, man, what you doing?
But I think when it comes to the agent thing,
You're telling me about your grandson and he 40.
it's only you only as old as you feel. I used to always tell people that.
That's a fact. I mean, they 80 at the club.
Yeah,
you know
exactly.
what I'm saying?
Like,
so it's different. It's a different 80. You know, in the city. I'm a city boy, so it's a different 80.
Like when I'm 80, I don't plan on being in nobody's club. You know what I'm saying? That's just me.
I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I might be at a little. You know what I mean?
We can do something at the house, but at the club, I ain't trying to be in nobody's club.
I'm just playing. But they be on cruises, and, you know what I mean?
I can do that though.
You know what I mean?
That's different.
They be at the club, at the cruise though. They be it's a dance session. They sitting around there old as hell playing bingo.
But like I say, it's no value no more in our community, and we need to get back to those proper values. Like
but how do we?
Listening to our elders. Well,
because our elders is different. Well, we about to be elders.
I just want to say first, understanding that there is a problem.
Yeah.
And that's why we're the most laughed at community.
Yeah.
Because there is a problem.
Yeah.
And so.
Yeah. But that's also why.
And we got to understand that.
That's also why I say what I say about, hey, I know everybody believe in marriage and everybody love marriage, but it's not necessarily the best thing for us. Divorce is the greatest separation of family wealth. In the history that the world has ever known. It's greater than the Great Depression. It's greater than the stock market's falling. It's greater than the housing market's collapsing. Divorce has separated more family wealth than anything in history. And being black and barely having any family wealth, and as we try to climb up, and then we go through a divorce, and now we have to sell stuff for pennies on the dollar, all the stuff that we eventually got up to. We got to pay to get divorced. We got to pay for this. Got to do all of these things. Now we got to also pay alimony and all of that. It's not necessarily required. Can I love you? Can we be together? Can we buy houses and cars and stuff like that and put them in our names? We can still do that without having to do the other thing.
Signing that contract.
So that's why, and then with the current state of how our people think now versus when our grandparents, and even our grandparents, I mean, I don't know about yours, but my grandparents has been married and divorced.
Well, we kind of got the same.
Well, I mean, on
one side.
my mama's side. So my mom was raised by her stepdad, so she still came from, like a broken home or whatever. Yeah. So she came from a broken home. I came from a broken home. My daddy came from a broken home. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's like that's the normal thing, right? But they had been married and divorced or whatever like that. So that's what I mean. It's like.
But it's still, when I'm talking about this, I'm talking about like the values.
Mm-hmm. And they still have better values than what we have.
Better values.
They went through divorce and they had better values than what we had now.
I remember hearing these conversations like, they'll go through a divorce and the woman be like, hey, that's still your daddy. Mm-hmm. I don't expect you to say nothing bad about it.
Yeah, that's my mama did the same thing. Yeah.
But now it's like, you get divorced now and the woman or the man, depending on the two, they bad mouthing the parent, which parent they want to bad mouth with the child. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, that's why you heard of people that you ain't gonna be shit just like your dad.
Right. Yeah. And or like, your dad ain't able to come up with a couple dollars for this or that, and they'll be like, see, your dad is,
exactly.
Look at it. Look at it. Pathetic. You know what I mean?
Sorry behind.
Or vice versa. Or it's like, man, your mama, man, she the reason you ain't living in the house with me now, cause she left me. It's her fault. Exactly. You know what I mean? And so, you bring your kids in the grown folk business and
see, it's like when we was growing up, kids couldn't be in grown folk business.
Not at all.
It was like,
you gotta go outside.
Exactly. Going on to what grown folk talking.
You gotta go outside. Going outside, it's 3,000 degrees outside.
That's what I'm saying.
It's a storm outside. What if you don't get outside?
It's all about values. We have to get back to certain values in order for these things to actually lessen the what's the rate? I'm trying to think what's the word I'm looking for. To lessen that turnover rate that we're having right now.
So the first way to lessen the turnover rate, can anybody tell me what you think the best way to lessen the turnover rate of divorce and marriage? The fastest way to get a hold of it. What's the fastest way? Can anybody on here tell me I don't think playing house is a solution for the African American community either.
I definitely agree,
Not
Michelle.
really sure what you mean. Please elaborate, Michelle.
Michelle, are you speaking on shacking up? Because I think that's what you're talking about. Because I agree with that. Shacking up is never good for our community.
Shacking up as in, please elaborate.
Cohabitating. Two
Okay.
people cohabitating in the place
Okay.
together and they
Okay.
not married at all.
Okay, I think that's a great idea.
Yeah. I don't.
Why do y'all think it's a bad idea?
I think if we ain't married, you need yours, I need mine. And be separated.
See, now I think that is a part of the issue with our community, is because growing up, if you see other communities, like when we talk about the most financially secure communities, say like Indians or you know, there's a bunch of different other kind of, like the Japanese and
But a
all.
lot of them get married young though.
But besides that, they'll let their children stay at home. Their children will stay at home.
Oh no, I ain't talking about children. I'm talking about
right. That's what I'm saying. They'll stay at home, or they'll do stuff like there'll be immigrants come here, 4 families, and they'll buy a mansion.
Yeah.
And the mansion is 10,000 square feet, and 2,500 square feet is a whole house in itself. And so they'll all live in that mansion together. Their kids will go to better schools.
So
There are 4 different families, and they'll stay in their own wings, and they'll cohabitate.
that's
right?
different from what Michelle's talking about.
Well, this is where I'm going. So, any kind of way that we can join together to pay these bills or to acquire more, any kind of way that maybe we roommates or maybe we whatever, if we can take our personal egos, which is difficult.
There we go.
Which is difficult. It's difficult because that's part of the reason. That's part of that's ingrained in us to say, go get your own. Well, maybe the path of me getting my own is for us to work together. You know what I mean?
So, reason why I'm saying that, you know, when I'm talking about cohabitating and playing house, she's talking about with basically like, you know, when growing up, you playing mom and daddy, right? A lot of people who play mom and daddy and cohabitate, they have no interest with actually marrying each other. It's just a good financial decision for them right then and there. And usually then with cohabitating, because I'm just being realistic, at some point in time, you're going to sleep with the person that you cohabitating with. If y'all actually like dating, but y'all probably are not equally yoked to be married with each other. So now, of course, you coming home to somebody every night, right? So that means you done slept with them multiple times. Children are being brought into this world now.
Yo, Michelle, I'm on you. I'm on you, Michelle. I can't believe you said that. You just said something that just fit right into my. So, but go ahead, continue, because I want to hear that.
So that's why I'm saying, like.
So you saying them bringing kids into this world and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Because they, you know, like when, I'm assuming playing house mean this is my girlfriend or this somebody I'm dealing with, but we living together. But she just said, because this what I was confused by. She said grown folks living together, claiming a lifetime of love with no commitment. Now, Michelle, are you
gotta be careful
referring?
with your words, Michelle. Like, that's why I said that. I said,
Michelle, are you sure you want to say that? Are you sure? Because I mean, I have a rebuttal, but I want to give you a chance to maybe adjust your statement just a little bit. If you, I'm gonna give you the opportunity. You want to keep it like that? Like, I don't know if you want to leave it like that. It's up to you. But so are you saying that a commitment is the marriage? Because I don't know if you guys know it, but marriage is not commitment. Don't know if you know it. Marriage is not commitment. I know it's probably the contradiction of everything that you've ever heard in your life, but marriage is a contract at the state that combines assets and debts, right? Commitment is commitment. It's a separate word. You can have a marriage without commitment, and you can have a marriage with commitment. You can have a marriage with love. You can have a marriage without love. Marriage is not love. Marriage is not commitment. Marriage is not trust. Marriage is not honesty. Marriage is not faithfulness. Marriage is not none of that. You can have all of those things in marriage, and you can have all of those things outside of marriage. So can I have commitment outside of marriage? Yes. I can absolutely be committed, devoted, or whatever to somebody, and they can be the same way to me. Marriage is not commitment. So that statement is kind of like I don't think you know the difference, because that's what we've been being told. But you got plenty of married people who not committed to each other, and they still married. They legally bound, but he living over here with his other family, and she living over here stripping and doing whatever she want to do. And it's so you can have all of those things with those words, and you can have all of those things without those words. Now, as far as children is concerned, as a man, I understand this for a woman, and this is not towards women. This is not for y'all women, okay? They're gonna try and kill me when they see this video. If anybody see this video, goes like, "Who can't believe you said this?"
I'm gonna go. I got some most of them to add in a second.
So for women, you guys are not gonna like this, but I would suggest that guys not have children in wedlock. That's what I would suggest. It sucks to hear that. And I know Georgia State has some stuff going on with child custody and stuff, but
yeah, I just say if you don't, you got to get legitimized in order to have parental rights.
I suggest get legitimized if parental rights mean that you need to, because you can also put it in the. You can get decrees set up where you can have rights to see your children, petition or whatever. Because if you go through a divorce, you still got to go through the same thing. Yeah. You still got to petition for rights and all of that. Yeah. For time to structure to see them.
But it's totally different from if you had a child out of wedlock and you get legitimized because you don't have no rights at all.
Right.
As a man.
Yeah, I got you, but you
in Georgia.
But you can petition the courts to get your rights, right? Or you can get legitimized when the child is born.
Be legitimized,
But you can do that. That's still a process. It's still a legal process. But what's different is, let's say you've been married 10 years, make a decent amount of money. Mm-hmm. She was maybe your housewife, or she worked but she didn't make as much. Maybe she made an equal amount, maybe a little more, whatever. When you go through that divorce, not only are you liable to pay child support, right? Well, you got to pay that anyway because y'all got a child, right? You got to take care of your kid.
You got alimony too by that time.
Now, we talking about alimony
too,
primarily because y'all have a child. Uh-huh. See, it's easier to avoid alimony when you don't have a child together. It's actually harder to avoid alimony when you have a child together. So, from protecting men. From my standpoint, if you were trying to protect yourself as a man, it is better to not have a child in marriage, in wedlock, because now you're not only do you have to take care of your kid, because you got to take care of your kid regardless, but now you are more liable to have to pay alimony.
See, and so I'm with Michelle on this one. Mm-hmm. See, me and Michelle, we're basically talking about functional marriage.
But you can't talk about just functional marriages because they only make up.
Yeah, a certain amount.
They only make up 3 to 12% of all the marriages. The majority of the marriages are dysfunctional marriages. Yeah. And even those marriages who are still together, they may not even be functional even. You may have 2%.
Everything is not going to be, never going to be all the way functional.
No, you may have 2% of marriages that are just normal, healthy relationships. Yeah. You may still have that 2 to 3% of marriages that are that out of that still married category that are completely dysfunctional. It's crackheads married right now. Yeah. They on the street and they married, and that's my wife right there. I can show you videos. They on YouTube, And so they living in a tent. Would you consider that functional? Not even the fact that they crackheads or whatever, but the fact that
I was gonna say
that he beat on her at night.
Yeah.
And all, but they're legally on paperwork. They're still married, and they drugged out, and it's unhealthy.
That's what I understand.
And they codepend on each other, right? Like they get high together, they destroy their lives together, and they loving it. They just in this ball of just destruction.
But again,
right?
You remember how we were saying that nobody's going into it thinking that these things are gonna happen, because you're going into marriage thinking the best. I feel like if you go into something being a pessimist, then pessimistic things is gonna happen.
Okay.
So for instance, like
that's interesting. That's interesting.
I'm gonna go biblical this time.
Okay, all right.
With it.
This is crazy. We need to do a whole segment on this. This is not what we were supposed to be doing. Yo.
2 Corinthians.
And Michelle,
the 6th chapter.
That's my suggestion for black men.
Around the
not African American men.
Around
that's
the
a whole
14th, around the 14th verse. Says, "Be ye not unequally yoked together with unbelievers."
Okay.
For what fellowship hath righteousness with unrighteousness, and what commune has light with darkness?
Okay.
And what concord has Christ with Belial?
Okay.
Or what part hath he that believeth with an infidel?
Okay.
So,
what does that mean?
I'm about to break it down to you, baby. I'm about to break it down to you.
You hear me?
So, when we talking about this, we're gonna start about with the unequally yoked together with unbelievers.
Okay.
So, if I go into something, believing, but this person is not believing, then we're unequally yoked.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So that's problematic in itself. That's grounds for disaster.
Okay. I have a rebuttal too, by the way. But go ahead. I'm listening.
All right.
This is good.
Now,
I like this.
As we keep going, for what fellowship hath righteousness with unrighteousness? Okay.
All right.
That's like light and dark.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
I like it.
If I call myself a righteous person, but I'm going into something with an unrighteous person, either one or two things is going to happen. Either I'm going to conform to being unrighteous,
right,
or they're going to conform to being righteous.
I feel that.
What's usually the most easiest thing?
Unrighteous.
Exactly. So, which goes back to being equally yoked again with a person.
Okay.
And it says, and what concord hath Christ with Baal? Baal was a deity god during this time period that certain people would worship for certain things.
All right.
Okay. But the Bible really speaks about, being a believer of Christ, and you can't put no God before that God. So that's why I said that becomes unequally yoked when you want help from a certain person. Or with the path hath he that believeth with an infidel. We talked about infidelity. Remember? All right.
Yeah.
So if I'm a person that does not believe in infidelity, but this person believes in infidelity, that means we're unequally yoked again.
Okay. This is so interesting. This is a whole new video series. This is so interesting because it's so much in my head right now based off of what you're saying.
So
because it's really like opening up new chapters that we can walk through, which is good because we need this,
So basically, if you don't have the same belief and values or morals of the person that you are trying to come in to this contract with of marriage, then you're already working against each other before y'all even get to that marriage.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm trying to understand what equally yoked means.
So that's one of those things where that's why I kept harping on being equally yoked when it comes to the marriage standpoint. And that's another reason why I believe in marriage, because we have to be on one accord with one another.
Okay.
And that's why I don't believe in the shacking up and all that different type of stuff.
Yeah. But why don't we believe in shacking up? Okay, it's so many things to peel back here.
Yeah.
Like this has taken a turn in itself. We should come back and just do a video discussing marriage, being equally yoked, values, all of that kind of stuff, because this is crazy. Okay, so equally yoked, I had to look it up. Okay, I'm not one of those people who is just gonna say stuff because I think it, right? Even if I have an idea or I'm pretty clear on something, I'll still ask for clarity, right? So Equally yoked, I have a general idea of what it means, and I hear people use it all of the time. I have a problem with absolutes. You know, when somebody says, this absolutely has to be this way.
Yeah.
That's when I'm like, I don't think that's right, because it's too hard to do absolutes in life, right? There's a few things that might just be absolutes, but most things are gray. It's a gray area instead of black and white. So equally yoked says this means these individuals should be compatible. They are able to agree on most things, and their values are aligned, right?
Yeah.
So when you say values or to be aligned or agree, I'll say when somebody says, "Oh, you guys just weren't equally yoked," and it's like, well, what lens are you looking at it from, right? Because equally yoked could mean we're both people from the South.
Yeah. So
that's a way we can identify. Then we can also find ways that we're not the same. I'm a man, she's a woman, right? Or we can pick and choose. We like the same kind of movies. You're telling me that because I don't like to travel, we're not equally yoked. Like what like we can pick and choose at every corner where we want to say this is good, this is bad, right?
And that's why I had to go back to this. Because you mentioned absolutes, right?
Yeah.
So in science, we have this thing where we go from we have relative and absolutes.
Okay. Oh, here you go. I like this. So the science of it. I don't do this. You got this.
Relative is an objective standpoint that is dependent on the values of the other available objects in the same context. See, I'm looking for it from a relative standpoint because we're dependent on each other when it comes to our values. Because one person is going to always persuade the other person. That's why it's dependent.
Right.
All right. Now, absolutes are influenced by the values of other objects, but it's independently. So, an absolute can be independent from that person.
Okay.
So, when we're coming together, we're trying to be dependent. That's why it's saying, okay, we're equally yoked because we're coming together. So your values are going to persuade my values. You're going to influence me. Now, us apart, I don't care what your values is then at this time point because I can sustain alone independently. Right.
So they need to be relative.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. Now, my question is, okay, we say, okay, well, your values aren't aligned with my values. My values, like how you could say, oh, well, you look at it like this, and I'm looking at it like this, right? And so we can figure out what areas is different, right? Like for instance, your values might be like, hey, or let's say this woman, right? This woman says, hey, I want to get married. The guy says, I want to get married, right? Somebody will say, well, y'all values ain't aligned. Well, I think we both value a good family. I think we both value healthy children. I think we both value each other. I think we both value this. I think we both value that. The only thing that we don't value is this. But we value everything else. So we picking and choosing where we believe the values lie. I think the values lie in the strength of the family, making right decisions, this and this, again. But that may not be a right decision. That might be a bad, because if I can show you every category where this doesn't make sense, in statistics, in logic, in family structure, in what's going to happen if this doesn't work, I can show you everything that shows why this isn't good. And you'll say, well, let's do it because...
The good thing about statistics is you're going to always have a dominant value. And the dominant value right then in that standpoint is I want to be married and this person don't want to be married.
But that's not like... That's like a feeling versus... hard facts is when like I might want to sleep in, but I ain't gonna get no money if I sleep in.
Which is understandable, but
so it's like, do we need to just sleep in? No, we need to get up.
But that's our dominant variable right now because is what the conversation's on. That's why I was saying.
So do we make good sound decisions that make sense for everybody, or do we just say, I don't care. I've been watching fairy tales since I've been watching Cinderella and Snow White, and they live happily ever after. And women say, "I want my happily ever after."
But that's what I say.
Ain't no happily ever after.
It always depends on what your dominant variable is, and which in this case is the standalone variable right now is marriage. Mm-hmm. So, with that being said, okay, yeah,
but that's the one, because people think it encompasses everything. So, but it doesn't encompass everything. Respectfully, Ms. Kalina, if you've been married twice, you deep down believe in marriage. Your perception may have changed based on your experience within the marriage. So this is what happened. I learned a lot more about marriage by going through marriages, divorces, you know what I'm saying, like going through that, process, and so that doesn't mean that I don't care about a person. Mm-hmm. I can still care about a person. I just don't think that marriage makes sense. Mm-hmm. See what I'm saying? Like, me saying that I don't believe in it is not saying that I don't believe in relationships or believe in being in love or believe in, whatever. I'm saying that for the masses, it doesn't actually make sense. I'm an accountant, by the way. I'm an accountant, okay? I'm looking at the numbers, I'm looking at the statistics, I'm looking at what people go through, I'm looking at cold, hard facts, not emotions.
This is what I want.
I'm not a very emotional person. I'm actually not an emotional person. I honestly probably have some kind of medical condition because I don't actually feel anything. Like happiness, sadness, kind of nothing. I'm kind of like blank. I can't help it, right? But I'm saying based off of the research that I've done, that I've, looking at religions, looking at the statistics, talking to people, understanding people, I've gone down the rabbit hole to try to understand this thing when I know most people haven't. There is a situation where I do believe in marriage. One, because if I said, hey, give me one reason that you need to get married to do this, but you can't do this in your relationship without being married. Give me one. Most people who are hard down, can't wait to get married, can't give me one reason they should get married. Uh-huh. That they can't do without getting married. Can you live with somebody? Yes. Can you love somebody? Yes. Can you be committed to somebody? Yes. Can you be honest? Can you be truthful with somebody? Yes. Can you hold their secrets? Yes. Can you care for them when they're sick? Yes. Can you raise children with them? Yes. Can you have children with them? Yes. What can you do in marriage that you cannot do outside of marriage?
But see, that's why I had to go back and read up on those. Okay. On this. But see, those will be considered independent variables in statistics. Okay. And it's because those variables can be controlled or changed in a we're talking science right now, in a scientific experiment to test the effects of the dependent variable, which is marriage or not being married. Mm-hmm. So that's why I'm saying that when it goes, and it's going to go revert back to being equally yoked, relative and absolute, being equally yoked is dependent upon each other, right? Mm-hmm. Which comes to that marriage portion. And then you remember absolute, which was the independent, which was not being married to each other. Okay. So that's why I'm saying that, I don't know, when it comes to the science and then also being able to correlate it with the biblical part of it, it just makes more sense because we used all those other independent variables to change everything around based off of what we're trying to test of the dependent variable, which is marriage.
But that's only because we chose to use those as those variables, right? If I chose raising children, right? Then, and we're not using marriage, right, as that thing, right? Then raising children becomes a sinner, whether or not we married or not. The most important part is how we raise these children. When we start doing that, then we change, what the focus is.
Yeah,
and
but
so it can be done.
That's a totally different scientific
right, that's
project.
what I'm saying.
Though.
That's what I'm saying. It can be done with any part of it, though, right? So,
but what I'm saying is,
if I'm saying my values aren't that, my values is I want to love you. I want to make sure that's what my values.
Which are independent variables.
Right,
That's
well,
what I'm saying.
to me, but for me in my world, that's the main.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's what we should be working on. That's what I'm trying to say. That we all should be focusing on caring for each other and not focusing on the money, not focusing on the title of husband and wife, not focusing on none of that. Just care for me. That's it. I'm simple.
But that's what I'm saying though. That's you in your world, which is an independent variable.
Well,
consider
my world.
Consider her in her world,
right? Which is her independent. But marriage is independent for her.
Exactly.
It's not the main for both of us.
Well,
it's an independent variable for her because some women will leave good men for marriage to somebody else. There's some good men out here who like, I don't want to get married. I just want to, I love you, you love me. Let's just be together. We ain't got to do that. I don't want to complicate that.
But marriage is still
those women will leave those men. I know women who have left men for dudes who was in prison who was like, yo, baby, I'd marry you when I come home. And that's what they did. They married them as soon as they came home. And, got a bunch of kids with them and stuff like that. Now, they ain't with them no more. But this is really stuff that I've seen happen.
That has happened.
You know what I'm saying? But it's because they want the title so bad they cannot be with you unless they get the title, which has nothing to do with how good of a person you are, which has nothing to do with how much money you have, which has a lot of that stuff is just like I want to be raised up. You know what I mean? I heard women say I want to be raised up to that level. I want to be respected. Who's respecting you? Who are we trying to impress with these titles? It's crazy. It's crazy. That's my opinion.
It just really depends. You know what I'm saying?
It's crazy. I can't believe we're having this whole conversation. All right. And back to whatever she said right here. She said, Michelle, that's your suggestion for African American men. And I would say no. And you're going to make me say the thing that I ain't really want to say. You're going to try to make me say the thing I ain't really want to say.
I already know what you're talking about.
All right.
That's his suggestion for...
So, for black Americans, not African Americans. African Americans mean that you got to have some kind of, connection to Africa and lineage and stuff like that, as far as known, that's documented, that's I know my granddad over there, I know my dad over there, I was born over there and I got citizenship. That's a completely different thing. I'm talking about black Americans who are born here in America, who have no connection to any other nationality, like Bahamians or Jamaicans or Trinidadians and Africans, and they have a certain culture that they come from that they can identify and that they know. They're very, very traditional. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about black Americans like me who was raised right here on American soil, and our family go back in America for hundreds of years. We don't know where else. We ain't connected to no other tribe or nothing. We're just Americans. We have a completely different mentality. Are you Caribbean American? That explains why. So you should know, Michelle, you should know how Caribbean men are. I don't care if a woman can cook, right? Now, don't get me wrong, there's definitely a lot of black Americans who do. But
I do.
He do, but he also grew up very, very traditional, close to seeing the kind of values that you know that exist in the Caribbean. As far as he had both of his parents in the house with him. He grew up with both of his parents, biological parents, in the house. Very, very rare. So he's very, very connected to tradition. I didn't grow up in that same kind of tradition. I remember having both of his mom and his dad at the house, and we was over there yo, when your daddy gonna leave so we can leave, because we ain't want to walk back past in front of his daddy because he was sitting in the living room when we walked over there. But he was like, what you mean leave? Y'all better go ahead and go if y'all gonna go, because my daddy live here. My dad and my mama together. And there's a room full of us, and we looking dang, that's crazy, because he was the only one that we even knew in Tallahassee or just hung out with as kids down there who had both of his biological parents. Like, we might have had like Toon might have had his stepdaddy there or something like that. Like, you might have had a stepdad or whatever, but your biological parent was like, they weren't together. You might have had a dad and a mama, but your daddy and your mama wasn't both of them when your biological parent. Maybe you was with your dad and he had a girlfriend, or he had an old lady and that was, or maybe you were with your mama and she had a boyfriend or a husband or whatever, but that wasn't your biological dad. So when your dad came, he came to visit. So we waiting on him to leave because that's the only thing that made sense to us. Like, he's here to visit. When is he gonna leave? So we could go home. And he was like, bro, he live here. That was weird to us. He was the oddball. So if it's more of us than people like that, what is the actual tradition? The tradition is broken home.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I said.
The real tradition is broken home. The tradition isn't even what it was. His tradition was before, like that. That was like back in the day.
But that's why I said we got to get back to the values and stuff again. Yeah,
the current tradition is how I grew up with. Either raised by your mama or you had a stepdad. That's what is the current, and I don't think that that's gonna change anytime soon.
It actually gotten worse over the time.
Yeah, I don't think I'm sure that's not gotten better. But what is changing is that children are being raised by more two-parent households.
Yeah.
So it may not be your biological parent, but now there are more two-parent households, or children are being raised by both parents, or at least two parents in a kind of way. Maybe your mama's still single. Yeah, they co-parenting. Yeah. So a lot more of that is happening.
The dads are actually taking more time in the children's life nowadays. I did see that.
So Michelle, you got to understand, we're talking about Black American values, not Caribbean, not Chinese, not Japanese, not none of those. See, everybody else has a connection where they can go back 500 years, 1,000 years to their great ancestors from whatever dynasty period, and they know the kind of tea and herbs they used to drink. I ain't got all that. I ain't got that. I ain't got none of that. You know what I'm saying? And that's just kind of how that is. And don't get me wrong, even on my granddad's side, we have way more information than we do on my mom's side. Like, my mom, dad was adopted, so it's cloudy there. We can't go past him when it comes to that. We can go back to his adopted mom, but we can't go back to who his mom and dad were, and that's on that side. My grandma passed when my mom was 14. My granddad, like my biological grandfather, died when she was maybe 16, 17 or something like that. So I never met them myself. And my mom was a runaway. My mom was a runaway.
Yeah.
We come from that. You know what I mean? Like this is, my mom was raised by her stepfather, but then she was a runaway. So it's so much trauma, just one generation, like, my mama generation, just right off my mama, right? So I come from a runaway, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is the kind of traumas, and then, at least with my dad, we can go back to like my great-great-granddaddy, you know what I mean?
Well, we asked, on your mama's side, her mama, we can actually still go back further on that side because of...
Well, we might be able to go back further on like one part of it, right?
Yeah, I think
because we part white, right? So we can go back to a certain point, but that might be like, let's say you got two grandparents, right? Well, four grandparents technically. It's like maybe one of them we can probably go back that far on. I don't think we can go back that far on like all four grandparents on on that side. Like, I don't think so.
Yeah, they got the book. My mama got the book, remember?
Right. But what I mean is like, did that encompass? So like, let's say my grandma, and on my grandma. So like my grandma, her mom and dad on both sides do we have lineage to go all the way
I
back?
want to say so because of the fact that your grandma, right? Remember, her daddy was my great grandmama brother. So,
but what about her mama?
now
That's what I mean. Like,
okay, I get what
there's more than one.
Yeah.
Like, we might be able to split on one side.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
But I think it's all sides though. Like even though our dad is them side,
right.
Yeah.
It's still just
It's
from
still
granddaddy's side, not grandma's side. Yeah. Same, that's what I mean, though, right? So our stuff is fragmented,
Yeah.
but
But I think it's all families.
No.
Like,
See, some of these families, they never were. They were never slaves. They was never whatever. They come from this one town. Their family's been there for 800 years, and then some of them migrated, and they got like a whole thing where this is such and such cousin 36 times over. Like, it's crazy.
Cause I ain't never heard nothing past Grandma Alice. To be honest with you, on that side, I always.
And even and that's still just granddaddy, like grandma, like our grandma, like it's still.
Oh no, I done heard a lot about that side.
But it still will go to a point,
Yeah.
So So should your suggestion to Black American men be different? No. So what I'm saying is the fastest way, the first thing that we can do to stop the divorce rate from rising.
So basically, you're saying we got to stop the bleeding first. And
we got to stop the bleeding first
and
before
then
we can figure
out the problem.
Yes,
I get what you're saying.
That's what I'm saying. We got to stop the bleeding first.
I just had to say it right.
Yes, we got to stop the bleeding.
I definitely understand what you're saying. It's
not gonna stop, but that's what we need to do.
Exactly. I believe in it? I ain't gonna say I sit here and believe in it, but I understand you trying to control the bleeding.
Yeah, so we got to stop it so that we can figure out how to do it right.
People. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because if we're saying we need to,
we're bringing in more brokenness. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, and we're losing money doing it, right? Exactly. We're whatever fortunes we create,
which is brokenness.
Whatever fortunes we create are being broken down. Yeah. So it's like we're trying to get out, but we keep losing. We're trying to get out, but we keep losing.
So basically, you're saying
we're spending millions and millions of dollars as a community, probably billions of dollars in divorce fees and stuff like that. Just cause. We didn't ever have to do this.
Basically saying put a tourniquet around that area until we can find out what artery it is.
Yeah, until we can figure out how to get a healthy relationship going. And then do we actually even need it? So like right now, what we still all talking about, right, is the fact that everybody else is like, why would we stop doing that? And I can say, hey, this is the reasons why, right? And if I say, give me $100,000, and I might give you $3,000 back. I might, right? But 97 probably gone. Or like, so it's like you have a chance. Maybe you put $100,000 up. You have a chance to get $3,000 back, and it's like, but it's costing you so much. Yeah, we doing it over and over and over, and we getting worse at it. We're not getting better at it. We get worse at it. So, and then the society we currently live in, it's kind of like the Bible, right? Like, and I don't, this is a preacher's son. Okay, I'm not that. I'm the preacher's grandson. All right, and the preacher's nephew. So, but like the Bible, right? There were things in the Bible that was old. That was from a period of time. Yeah. And so those things at that period of time.
Got your Old Testament and your New Testament.
Got your Old Testament, New Testament. But even then, even the New Testament was spoken from a point in time. They didn't have cars yet. They didn't have the internet. Right? So it was still spoken from a particular time where you have to understand those times to even understand what you're reading. Right? Because if we talk about anointing oil and stuff like that, it traded for the same weight as gold. You don't understand that. It's different. So it's a lot of things that you have to at least understand. So the time that we're looking at marriage to be in today's world, in this digital age, it's different. Back then, guys couldn't go on their phone and see, 10,000 girls from the next town over. Yeah. in their phone and they can message them and talk from right there. Back then, you had, my uncle said, you know, before they had cell phones, they used to have house phones, right? So I used to say, oh, how y'all find out about parties and stuff? He said, oh, you just had to be there.
Yeah.
You know, you just had to be there. It was so it was easier. That's why guys could have two families, and when the one family right over there across town,
and nobody know about
it. And the next town over, 20 minutes up the road, he got a whole new family, house, kids, everything, and he got a whole other family in the next town over 20 minutes away with a whole new family over there, and they don't never see each other. They don't even know about each other because the level of communication was way different. So now we have things moving at lightning pace, and we're trying to bottle up. Because you know, like honestly, everybody know humans are not meant to be monogamous, right? Society wants us to be monogamous. Therefore, I think it's safer, just like society thinks it's safer. Diseases is lower. Kids know who their daddy is. Well, some of them, most of them.
Diseases probably not going to be lower if we...
No, that's what I'm saying. Because of monogamy, they are lower. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's why I say I agree with society on their stance that, hey, even if it ain't monogamy, maybe just a committed relationship, I understand that because it keeps certain things down, confusion down, who your kid's dad is. You know? So it keeps those things down, right? But we're not necessarily designed to be monogamous. So we're really fighting our natural urges to be in a committed relationship or to be in or whatever kind of relationship. But
humans are designed to be disciplined, and that's all that is being disciplined.
That's a good way to look at it. Yeah. But we're disciplining against our natural state. Right?
Well, I think a lot of things you're gonna go against the grain of your natural state.
No, I agree.
Like, for instance,
I agree.
Technically, people who work night shift have a shorter lifespan than people who work day shift, right? Okay, so
I didn't know that.
When you working nights, you're basically going against your natural grain of how you should be sleeping and all that different type of stuff. So, but you become disciplined and you adapt. Basically, Darwin's survival of the fittest. Survival, when it comes to survival, you're gonna adapt to whatever you need to adapt to, basically. Right. So it's the same thing when it comes to marriage. It's all about not marriage, but monogamy, like how you were just saying. It's all about being disciplined, and the strong are gonna survive when it comes to this discipline.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact. But anyway, I was just basically saying we got to stop the bleeding first, and then we could try to fix the issues before we resume doing it. You know, and when I'm saying I don't believe in it, I'm just saying that I don't think it makes sense for the majority of us. I know it exists, I know what it does, but it's a lot of confusion about what it actually is, the rules around it, and all of that kind of stuff. You know. Do I agree with it for women? For most women, yeah, I'd agree with it because, you know, it's beneficial for y'all in certain situations where you end up getting alimony or something like that. But I mean, I don't know if it makes. Yeah, it's probably better for women when it comes to the children as well. Like I said, you'll get alimony more than likely, but and then you have somebody who is documented to say, hey, I'm gonna take care of the kid, but once I sign that birth certificate, he got my last name, we good, you know, whatever. But like, I think the alimony thing is probably the only real benefit. Or if the guy has a lot of assets and you don't have anything, you get part of that. You know, it's beneficial in that situation. But nobody says anything about Oprah. Oprah been with Stedman for my whole life, I think, I'm pretty sure.
I mean, when we was growing up, you know, people used to say, like, the women, and they used to say, I ain't gonna say derogatory things about it, but it was like a joke where, like, oh, you gonna be like Oprah and Stedman, or it's gonna this, and it's like, and people be like, I ain't trying to be like Oprah and Stedman, you know what I'm saying?
But I don't see why not. See, what I'm saying is like Oprah is what, richest black woman in America, I think, something like that.
Most likely.
And nobody says anything for her not getting married to Stedman, right? But if you're a guy in Stedman's situation, it's an issue. I mean, if you're a guy in like an Oprah situation, and you know, like how they talk about Diddy, why he ain't never just married Cassie? Well, you know, why he ain't never just, you know, whatever. And so you have those situations, but with Oprah, nobody says anything because she's a woman. Right? And then it's like, oh, he's freeloading off of her. But what about all the NBA players, all the best, you know, football players who got these cheerleader girlfriends and stuff like that, right? Or these girlfriends that are Instagram models or something like that who don't do anything and they getting $300,000 a month. Which I ain't hating on you, Shaw, to do your thing. That's crazy. I don't know what's going on.
But that's when it comes to the double standard in this world that we have, you know. I think that's...
Yeah. All right, so anyway, we're about to get up off of here. Thank y'all for participating in tonight's conversation.
We'll definitely...
No, we good, but... we'll definitely have
more conversations for y'all.
Yeah.
They may spin off on certain things like this so we can elaborate this a little bit more.
We just really on here just talking at this point. Just me, y'all just here watching us talk. All right, so anyway, right now you're watching Casino Is the Name. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Hold up. Good convo, brothers. Thank you, Michelle. Make sure you follow. Make sure y'all follow us on Instagram. I'm gonna tell them your Instagram.
TQQ_short.
And I'm King Casino and the #1 on Instagram.
Yep.
All right. So anyway, right now you're watching Casino Is the Name. Like, share, comment, subscribe, and we out.
Me and her together, we just count it up. Money on my mind, I can't get enough. Don't play with my money, you don't want no beef. Cause I come from the bottom, I come from the street. When she first saw me, she said, who is that? When a man saw me, he called me a threat. I'm the one that really live with a rap.
There are hedge fund managers making $1 million an hour. You know, it's crazy, right? It's money everywhere. It's money in everything. I want to help you. Start your business today. Come join my royal family. Subscribe to Casino Is the Name.